Welcome to After Dark at the Fixed Ops Roundtable, featuring Cara Delane and Ted Ings. This episode is brought to you by BG Products, partners beyond products. And now for your hosts, Ted Ings and Cara Delane.
Welcome everyone to the Fixed Ops Roundtable After Dark, and only one more day, Ted. I'm excited.
I cannot believe it, Cara Delane. It is Monday evening, November the 14th. We are on the cusp of the Fixed Ops Roundtable, Dare to Dream. We've got an amazing panel that's live with us tonight. Everybody want to introduce you, if you don't already know, to the great Darryl Terrell, who's with us this evening. Caesar Augustus from Dealer Scanning is with us tonight. Shawn Butler is here with us, and Michael Moore are with us tonight. Some of the big star power, Cara, at the Fixed Ops Roundtable from this event. And I'm excited.
I am too. We got a lot of amazing people coming up on the roundtable, but all of these people on the screen are part of the show.
You know, Shawn, you called me last week and said it would be good if everyone knew the times and the panels that they're on right during the show. And I remember sending that out in the last day or so. And Shawn Butler, you are on like a lot of stuff on this show. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you, Ted. Yeah, I thought it would be fun if we made sure that everybody knew during the shows that the live chat is live, right? So, you know, we should definitely be participating as much as possible. And there's just a lot of great information.
There is going to be a lot of great information. And we are live tonight, Shawn. We're on YouTube. We're on Facebook. We're on LinkedIn. And Cara, I want to do a quick shout out. And I see a lot of folks, Tony Owens, Sean Kingery's in the house. I know, right, Shawn? Big show starts tomorrow. BG Products is our exclusive sponsor for tonight's show. They're playing a big part in this Fixed Ops Roundtable starting tomorrow. BG Products, partners beyond products. Excited. They've got a segment tomorrow at 2:15 Eastern time, and this fella is going to be on the show. Bob Tasca will be back with us, Cara, and he's got a great segment that we're going to be playing. And Bob is a big partner of BG Products with the Tasca dealership family and with Tasca Racing. So we're looking forward to that. And now, Cara, it starts tomorrow, but the event runs until
Thursday evening.
Thursday this week. Okay. And so we start everybody tomorrow at 9:00 Eastern. Sean Kingery trying to hog the screen time there. 9 a.m. Eastern till about 4:30, 4:45 each day, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. You can see some of the faces up there, folks who will be with us tomorrow. Liza Borges, Adam Aarons, and Tom Dahl from Subaru of America will be with us, and we're going to be raising some funds this entire week for the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society Dare to Dream project. We'll talk a little bit more about that shortly. So I don't know if everybody on the screen knows Caesar Augustus and the special relationship, Cara, that we have with Caesar and Dealer Scanning. And Caesar goes back a long way to the first Fixed Ops Roundtable when you were in Chicago, calling me, I think, a day ahead of time.
Yeah, it's been a while now, man. From that conference room in New York City, it was about 40 of us, and I think the conference room only fit 20.
Yeah, the numbers vary, right, according to who we talk to, right? Steve Western, good evening. Steve, we'll see you on Wednesday night here. Darryl, Caesar calls me and he says, I'm in Chicago. I have a company that scans repair orders. My company is called Service Scanning at the time, right? It's now Dealer Scanning. And I do this for dealers, and I want to come to the roundtable. So he flew in, took a taxi. The taxi probably cost you more from LaGuardia, right, Caesar, to come
Yeah,
back?
the flight was from Chicago to New York was cheaper than the Uber from LaGuardia to New York City.
Oh, wow. Was it quicker?
Yeah, no.
So I met Caesar there, and he's been involved with every Fixed Ops Roundtable since. And Caesar also does a whole lot for the youth in Colombia. And Caesar, tell us a little bit about some of the things that you guys are working on.
Yeah, man. So obviously with Dealer Scanning, our core philosophy is giving. You know, the secret to life is giving. So as the company grows, we give back more. So we have a purpose to help out young youth down in, I'm originally from Colombia, and we're helping youth through soccer as a magnet. We're going to teach them English and teach them some technology skills so that we can support them and get them out of poverty. So we have a team down in Colombia with about 150 kids that we're supporting, and we're starting Brazil actually with our friend Marcos Rossi, which all of you guys will know in a couple of weeks. Marcos Rossi is an incredible human being that it's a good friend. So we're expanding to Brazil.
No, great.
Nice.
And Kara, you could see the scanning unit behind Caesar right there. And
there we go.
so, Michael Moore, I can't tell you how many dealerships I've been in doing training, and there's Caesar installing the dealer scanning unit, right? Where
Yeah, everywhere, man.
and he's got it integrated with all the DMS players now, and they're all over the country, and it's not a long-term thing. It's month to month. It's a flat fee. You know, it's ridiculous what a great product you got, Caesar. And there's dealers all over who are using it.
Yeah, appreciate it. Most people won't believe that it is very easy to use, and it takes 2 hours to install, and we got lifetime warranty of the equipment, and you set it and forget it, and it just helps dealerships tremendously. So that's why we have such incredible growth.
So you'll be on the show tomorrow afternoon with Ed Roberts, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. And want to spend some time with the folks who are with us tonight, and we'll talk a little bit about what they're doing. So Shawn Butler and Michael Moore and Darryl Terrell were on the show. Kara, was it August sometime? And it's the first time that we met them here on the Roundtable.
Yep. And they all had an amazing story. So I can't wait to hear a little bit more about them.
So now they've got their own panel on the Fixed Ops Roundtable. It's going to be this week. It's going to be on Thursday. And I think you guys, Darryl, are going to light it up. You got an amazing topic on technicians. So if you don't mind, tell us a little bit about, what some of the things that you'll be talking about on your panel on Thursday. And I'm curious, as I'm sure the audience is as well.
Ted, first off, I want to thank you, man. I'm honored to be on the Fixed Ops Roundtable, especially for the theme, man. Dare to dream. What do that mean? Us as leaders in this industry, it's all about creating a vision for our teammates to thrive, man, and just to dream big and not to ever doubt yourself to go out every day and face your fears, man. And we only get one shot at life, man. So why not give it everything you got while you're here, and ultimately, man, we all want to create like massive market disruptions for our team, and that's how you ultimately win. So dare to dream, why, that's what I love. That's a part of me. So I'm honored to be on this show, Dare to Dream. I appreciate Ted, and thank you for the opportunity. And I'm happy and honored to be on this with all the guys on this panel, and Kara yourself as well.
And Darryl, you're a great leader, as are the other gentlemen on here as well, and Kara. You started out as a technician, so talk to us about some of the things that are on this panel that you'll be, sharing with the stage with Michael and with Shawn Butler.
So part of what I thrive at in this industry is that I started as a technician. I actually as a loop technician. So with me leading my shop, man, I know the challenges that these technicians go through. And I had a lot of great mentors growing up in industry as when I was a technician, a lot of great technicians that mentored me in the industry. And I used to have one tech, I'm not going to say his name, but I used to, I was young in the game, and I used to make my little mess ups and mishaps. And he would always laugh at me. And I used to get so frustrated. I'm like, what are you laughing at? And one day he said, you know why I laugh at you all the time you mess up? And I'm like, no, why? And he said, because I did the same thing. And it's funny seeing you do the same thing I did. And so like, just know that, in this industry, the same mistakes you make, somebody can help guide you to keep you from making those mistakes. So you just got to listen and learn.
Yeah. And I think that's all about what we're going to be doing here this week.
Mm-hmm.
Michael Moore, a great leader as well, very well respected in our industry. And Michael Moore, you got a great following. I see a lot of people who want to hear your message.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, man. I think it's more so just the fact that I started from the bottom. I've made a lot of headways in my career, and I think it's relatable. Pretty much everything and everything I've accomplished and everything I'm trying to accomplish is very relatable. And I do it just from a hard work, just from a work ethic and just hard work ethic and just just kind of just attacking it, It's kind of like I was telling the kid the other day, he was super just not confident in what he was doing. And I put him on the phone with somebody that I used to work with, and he was just telling him about how I struggled. But through those struggles, I just kept pushing and just kept fighting, and nobody could really deter me from getting to where I wanted to go. And so he didn't understand that when I was explaining it to him. So I think a lot of it, anybody that see me and just, what you would say following or whatever, it's just basically just being relatable to people. Just an average guy, just working hard, and I just don't take no for an answer. So I think that's the biggest thing with it. No fluff, no frills, no magic formulas, no nothing. Just processes it and hard work is what it is.
Yeah, I like that.
I love it. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
And Darryl, I think a lot of people when they hear no, they just okay, that's it, right? It's over. But no is again depending on the circumstance, depending what it is. But all of us in the retail car business, Caesar, we've all had to work hard and fight for what we've had, right? And
Mm-hmm.
not just show up, but go the extra mile, right? And everything.
I
that we do.
remember one summer starting out with dealer scanning. I was in New Jersey for like a month, and I knocked on over 70 doors, dealer doors, and everyone told me no. It was a summer in July, man. It was pretty hot. Little did I know that most of you guys take vacation in July, so I'm not doing that again. And but after 70 no's, man, every no I would say this no gets me closer to a yes, and it's discipline and perseverance. It doesn't get handed to you.
No, not at all, man. Not at all.
Shawn Butler, I'm sure you have some thoughts on this.
Yeah, with these guys, I love these guys. Everybody on the screen, everybody's a bottom to the top story. Myself, I've been on the Park Avenue and I've been on the park bench, so that's why I'm the biggest supporter of everybody around. Some of y'all probably know my backstory, some of you don't, but at one time, I was part of a $50 million company that my dad started, and it all got taken away from me in an instant, and I had to start my life over. But the problem is I didn't do it the right way. I turned to drugs and alcohol, and I was a severe addict for multiple years. I wasn't good for anybody, and God gave me another chance. And so that's why I'm all about the people, all about raising everybody up I can, because I got into this business late from the side we're on now. I didn't start until I was age 37, but I learned how to listen to people smarter than me. I learned how to just deep dive into everything I could and absorb every piece of information and lift the people up around me. If you're putting other people, when I got out of myself is when my life got better, when I put other people first. And it hadn't stopped to this day. God has blessed me in many ways with the relationships right here on the screen, with my wife, with my family. I can't say enough good things about putting other people first. And guys like Darryl and Michael that came from the bottom to the top, I love it. Ted, you've given me all the inspiration in the world watching these shows. I remember just being in awe of that first season, or if you will, and going, wow, I want to be a part of this. And here I am today, a regular player. And I would have never imagined this, a few years ago.
Yeah. Shawn Butler is now is a manager on the Fixed Ops Roundtable LinkedIn group now. So how about that, Shawn? So, hey, Shawn, but you're right. A lot of things, can take us sideways in the car business, right? Real easy. And, there's a lot to be said for when you help others, you do help, you're really helping yourself, and you can get whatever you want in life if you help enough other people get what they want. That's a famous saying. But Shawn, I think that's true.
Yeah, look, I just jumped for joy with one of my advisors the other day. Lady, 42 years old, buying her first house. And 4, 5, 6 months ago, when she first started, when we took over this dealership, she had no clue that was going to happen. But the way things have changed, she's changed her way of thinking, and now she has bigger aspirations. seeing somebody pay off a car, seeing somebody send a kid to school. I mean, all of those things are life changing for people. And just to be a small little part of that brings me so much joy that I can't even express it.
Yeah.
And this gentleman in the chat now, Chris McPhillips, you were talking to me about him just the other day, Shawn.
Oh, Chris McPhillips is the smartest guy nobody knows about, bro. I love that guy.
Great guy,
Every
man.
time I get on the phone with him, I
Great guy.
just listen, dude. I mean, he is so super successful and subliminal. And man, I mean, he's running that Sutherland Auto Group now, and I know that they're going to be doing great big things and quickly. I love that guy.
Yep. Really great guy.
Sutherland is in the one in Florida, that one? Or
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Yep.
So a lot going on there. So hey, Caesar, so a lot of stories, right? And a lot of no's, right? To get to yes.
It's hard work, man. That's what pays off. And we're in a time where this new generation, it's tough for them because there's a lot of people that don't want to work, but there's plenty of opportunities. I know being an immigrant, coming from Colombia at an early age, man, we see this country as a blessing for the opportunity that it's given us, man. And it's beautiful to be able to work and see the fruits of your hard labor. And this country is just full of opportunities. And I look at this panel, the diversity here. It takes work, dedication. We don't have to be that smart, man. And you can fail and fail, but as long as you get up, and it's cliche, but this country does give you those opportunities.
Absolutely.
Any other place, man, they only give you one shot.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't know if you feel comfortable with the story. Kara, Caesar and I were up in upstate New York a couple winters ago. I think it was right before the holidays, and it was by chance that we were in the same dealership. I knew Caesar, right? And he was installing, of course, the dealer scanning unit, and we went to lunch. And Caesar, I don't know if you remember, but you told me the story of when you came to this country, and I don't know if you feel comfortable to say all that, but I was really, I mean, to this day, I remember that story, and it was very moving.
Oh yeah, no, and I'm totally comfortable because it is my story. I'm not gonna apologize for that. I was born in Colombia, and if you guys, I was born in the late 70s, so I'm around 40, 45. But if you guys remember the 1980s Colombia, it was the drug cartel Colombia. It was a war, and I was unfortunately I was in the middle of that. So my mom had two choices: either we flee and come to the United States, or you kind of die in Colombia, especially in that area. So we migrated here. She came here, and then 2 years later, she sent for me. It wasn't an easy trip. It wasn't like I got in a plane and flew to New York. It was a 2-month journey through the rivers of Guatemala and Mexico, and it took a month and a half to get through Mexico to the border. And dude, I was 12 years old. I was scared. All I could do was pray. Because I wasn't with my mom, I was with just some other guy, and they threw me in a pickup truck, a Ford pickup truck. I remember that, and they hit us with a bunch. It was about 12 of us, and they threw a bunch of hay on top of us, and we crossed the border. And I prayed, and I made a deal with God. I said, hey, if you give me a shot to go to the United States, I'll be a good citizen, and I'll be a role model. And all I needed was one shot. And it's a lot of whatever your beliefs are about immigration, man. Hey, listen, I was gonna die trying to get to the United States, and I am your biggest patriot here, man. I will fight and die for this country because I love this country, and I respect this country. And we're not perfect, but it is the best place in the world. So, but yeah, man, I came into the border. They threw me in a room with another 30 immigrants, and by long story short, I ended up in New York, and dude, worked our way through. My mom cleaned houses. I cleaned buildings here in West Palm Beach as a janitor through high school. I wanted to play soccer, could never play soccer because I had to help my mom and just kind of work my way through high school. And that's kind of why now we're giving an opportunity to kids to play soccer. I couldn't play soccer. Now I have the financial opportunity to help other kids and help their dreams come true. So, like I said, man, this country is a blessing. My story, it is what it is. I would have wished it would have just been a plane ticket to New York and easier. but we had to risk our lives to get here. But I've taken advantage of the opportunity, man.
So, Michael, Caesar used the term role model, and I think
Mhm.
everybody here is a role model in one way or another. And I think, Michael, that your folks look up to you, your team looks up to you and what you do.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think I speak. I go to a lot of high schools and a lot of these tech schools. And I was in a high school about 2 weeks ago, and it's a very underprivileged high school in the DC area. Um, to the point to where the administrators, when I walked in, it was like getting on a flight through the metal detectors and all the stuff you have to walk through. And some of the administrators didn't even want me to come in. Just so happened one of the head administrator is from my city. And when I told him what high school I went to, he looked at me and said, "You went to that school?" I said, "Yeah, I went to George West." He said, "If you went to George West, then you're going to understand this school. He's cool, let him in." So when I went in and I spoke to like the automotive, they have an automotive program that I really wanted to reach out to and talk to the students. And it was dicey there for like the first 5 minutes. And then when I started talking to the kids, and then I asked one of the kids, because everybody relates to sports, right? Like Caesar said, soccer. So I asked one of the kids, I said, "Hey, man, I see the neighborhood the school is in is pretty underprivileged. You know, it's kind of poor." And one of the kids looked at me like, "Yeah, whatever." And I said, "Hey, what if I told you you can move your mom out of those projects in 3 years if you come work with me?" And he was like, "Okay, what are you talking about?" So I got their ears, and it was just being a technician, and I handed them a technician career path where you start off at $16. And to be a master tech, and most dealers, not just the one I work for, but most dealers, most master techs make 6 figures. And I was explaining to them that, hey, when I I was homeless as a kid, came up with nothing, struggle, hustle, did whatever I had to do to survive. But at the end of the day, when I got into a dealership as a lot attendant and worked my way up, and when I became a technician, I was able to move my mom out of that bad neighborhood and pay her bills and
Beautiful.
started helping family and putting other people in position to be successful. And talking to those kids, that was something they understood, because the one thing I always tell kids, and especially in schools like that, is that you don't have to have a jump shot or run a 4.3 to get your mom out of this situation and pull your family up. There's a lot of things in the skilled trades, just not automotive, that you can do with your hands, and you don't have to go to college for 4 years if that's not what you want to do. And I explained to her that I'm gonna pay you instead of you paying me to learn. And that's something that I think that's one of the things that us as leaders in this industry, when people talk tech shortage and workforce and people not wanting to work in this generation, the thing is just what I've learned with working with a lot of the high school kids and kids right out of school is it's not that they don't want to work. The biggest thing is they just don't have people that believe in them and put the battery in their back and to kind of show them the way. And so they get kind of lost in the sauce. So, I think that's the biggest thing, when we talk about being leaders and, doing all of these different things, it's great to do it inside of the walls of your dealer. To me, that's easy. It's easy for me to lead a fixed ops team and go from worst to first, did it a few times. But how do you grow that team? How loyal are the people that's coming on that team, to that dealership? How loyal are those people to you? How loyal are those people to the work that they're doing? So I think that's one of the things as leaders in the industry that's been kind of hard, kind of heavy on me lately, as far as like the next generation in the car business. But I think the car business is the best kept secret, in this country, to be perfectly honest. I think it's one of the things that I was telling them, that no matter whether you're black, white, big, small, skinny, fat, whatever, handsome, pretty, whatever, it doesn't matter, right? What gets you over in this business is basically your hustle and your grind and how bad you want it, and just the work that you put into it. It's just like sports, it's whatever you put into it is what you're going to get out of it. And I think that's one of the things that the leadership, and not just dealerships, but just the industry overall, we have to get that message out. I mean, we have to teach them. We have to show people what it is, just from not just technicians, but advisors and things like that, because there are a lot of talented people that can help us and help themselves that just don't know it. So I'm off my soapbox.
That's
Very well,
awesome.
very well said. Hey,
Yeah.
Darryl, he's right. There's so much opportunity in the car business. This is an industry that you can come into with little to no background at all and end up running the whole thing, right? And I just talked to somebody today who hired somebody as an apprentice 20 years ago, and that person is now the head of a manufacturer, right, in the U.S. So, and Darryl, the loads of opportunity, right?
Mike is so right, man. I could definitely relate to this because me coming in the industry back when I was 16 years old, straight out of high school. I was actually still in high school. I got an internship, and I was allowed to work in a dealership, and I never forget this. It was a master technician that I worked alongside, and I got my paycheck. I was hourly making like $8 an hour, and I was like, man, they killed me in taxes this week. And he was like, what do you mean? I was like, man, it took $40. I said, they took $40 out of my check. And he's like, $40? That's nothing. So he pulled his toolbox drawer out, and this is when it was no direct deposit. And he showed me his check. And I was like, you made all that money in a week? And when I seen that, it kind of like instantly motivated me. I was like, this is what I want to do. This is what I'm going to do. I was dead set. I was like, and I watched him. I watched everything he did. And I learned from him. And I think without him being in my career, I would not be as successful as a technician. If I didn't see what was capable technicians to actually do. So I'm forever grateful for that guy. A great mentor. He taught me the rope. So now what I do, I aim to do the same thing to the younger guys in my shop. Everybody talk about, what you could do, but nobody really tells you how to do it. And I like to actually get in the trenches and tell people and show people the ropes on exactly how to do it.
No.
Yeah. You know, Ted,
Shawn?
starting off in this business, I took cars apart and put them back together. I was a parts changer. I was never a technician like these guys. And I did that for 10 years. But, I connected with Michael. We worked together, and we were both kind of black sheep. So we instantly drew to each other. And then through a Sunday morning program, Service Drive Live, I met Darryl. We met in person. The brotherhood that is available and the way that we carry ourselves and speak and treat our people. The three guys you see here on the screen, we don't have a problem hiring technicians. This technician shortage doesn't exist for us.
Never have.
We got applications. I got a problem. I don't have enough spaces for the people that want to work for me. And I know Darryl's got the same problem. Michael's got the same problem. So it's all about the people, right? Are you treating the people right? They'll come to you.
Yeah. Wow.
Yep.
Kara, amazing stories. And I know you can relate to all these as well.
That's what I was kind of thinking, Ted, through each one of these stories that we've heard tonight. It comes down to two things, and that is finding a mentor and persevering. And I think everybody in the comments has probably agreed. I can see everybody cheering you guys on through your stories, and truly inspirational. And I know that, like Michael was saying, there's so many people out there that do not even know about the opportunities because they've never had anybody tell them. And I think that's what's missing a lot for the youth, and what's up and coming for our industry is we got to get out there and be advocates for it.
Yep.
And I think you really got to want it, right? That's part of it. I mean, that's part of the success. And but once you get a taste of what the success could be in this business and see what others are doing, and like, wow, I could do that. Caesar, there is an aha moment that it happens in retail at some point when that occurs.
Yeah, no, it definitely is. But it's just like Kara said, it's being able to persevere, and you're gonna get knocked down. I mean, we all love the Rocky movie, man. We're all gonna get knocked down in life, and sometimes harder than the other. But it ultimately, it just works if you have a good heart. If you put people first, first, and have faith, man. It just works out, like Shawn said.
I love it. And I see enjoying all the comments from Jerry and now Corey Smith, and just amazing. And Robert Miggs. Robert is another one Shawn, that's all over the Fixed Ops Roundtable this week. Robert from Carter Myers. I actually called him like at the last minute. We had somebody on a panel, Kara, who got ill. And I said, Robert, can you be on a panel? He goes, when? I go, in about 20 minutes. And he was able to fill in on that. And he did it great. And that's going to be airing this week as well. So, Robert, thank you for all that you do as well.
I know Robert's got big goals, and he's in with a really good group there.
Yeah, and I talked to his former dealer as well. Chris Saraceno was on the show last time, Shawn, and he had great things to say about Robert, and had Robert had worked for him for some time. So what an amazing conversation! A lot of true stories that are very heartfelt. We're going to hear a lot of content this week on the Fixed Ops Roundtable, and Caesar. When we met, it was about a year before that world all changed. We kind of became that, that initially, the first group, that kind of bonded together through Fixed Ops. And when we all went through that COVID and, all the changes and the ups and downs and uncertainty, right, Caesar?
Yeah, no, and kudos to you, Ted. One of my mentors is Tony Robbins, and you and Tony, man, both of you are mentors of mine. And what you've been able to do with this change in the world, and you've connected more people than you could before with this Fixed Ops Roundtable events. That it makes it easier for everyone to attend. Before, there's only a select few that could travel to New York or LA or the cities, which is fun. It's a lot of fun, but you don't get as much out there, and you're impacting a lot of people, man, with all these panels. And I love the women panels because I have two daughters, and I make sure they watch it. It impacts people. Yeah.
So we got a 3 full days coming up starting tomorrow, everybody. Fixed Ops Roundtable, and it's going to be, as Caesar mentioned, it's going to be all online. Some great content. It's all complimentary, and we are supporting a great cause. It is the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society's Dare to Dream project. And that supports youth with blood cancers. And it is a cause very near and dear to my heart. I have leukemia myself, and a lot of folks are affected by that. There's many types of leukemia. So we're going to raise some money this week, and we're going to ask everybody to be charitable. And we've already got the ball rolling. Carol will make some announcements tomorrow. Caesar, thank you for your generous support of the Dare to Dream project, and a lot to come on that this week. And so we're excited about all the great things that are ahead. So I want to announce that Shawn Butler is going to be on the roundtable tomorrow, starting off on a panel in the afternoon. Also this week, we're going to have Darryl. Terrell is with us on several panels this week, and we're looking forward to that. And of course, they're all going to get together on that last panel, and Michael Moore will be on that one as well, on technician retention. And tomorrow, you do not want to miss the great Caesar Augustus in the afternoon with Ed Roberts doing a segment on dealer scanning and why you don't want to have all that paper files cluttered all over the place. You'll hear some incredible stories. You'll see some pictures that I can't even believe, Caesar, how you found some of these photos, but they all ring true. And what a, of all the things, Caesar, on the roundtable, yours is such common sense, right? Why not scan the paperwork so we don't have, like Ed said, pull it a second or third time, and then we can never find the files. And it's so important in what we do.
Yeah, man, it's mindset. Some people want to hold on to the past and don't want to change. But with all these new laws and the things that are coming up, the safeguard rule, some people are going to have to make some moves pretty fast.
And we're going to have a panel tomorrow on safeguards, Caesar. It's at 12:45 Eastern time. And we're going to have 2 dealers on there, and we're going to have 2 cybersecurity experts, some of the best in the world, talking about what dealers need to be preparing for right now, because that all starts on December 9th, and things that you need to be doing in your stores for the FTC, Federal Trade Commission. And you do not want to miss that panel at 12:45. Carol, we ran like every promo in the world, right, for that. So thank you for helping us put all that together. So excited about that. All right, so that's going to be tomorrow. And then, Carol, what else am I missing? Is there anything else?
I mean, hopefully everybody's going to be there with us tomorrow on the first day of Dare to Dream, starting at 9 a.m. Eastern.
All right, cool. And the link has been going out in emails. It'll go out again tonight in the morning. If you're signed up, you should have got the email, and then we'll be doing some text updates, courtesy of Update Promise. And I just set that up a little bit earlier today with Taylor. So we're excited about the texts and letting everybody know what's coming up. So looking forward to it, everybody. Shawn, great job with this panel, this trio. We're going to bring everybody back again for the next event in January.
I wanted to thank you real quick for always having a goal and a mission behind the shows. And I don't think of a more noble one than what we're doing right now. So thank you for putting this together, and everybody who supports it. I hope it raised the most money you've ever raised.
Yeah, I think we're gonna do that. So I think we're off to a good start. And the automotive business, don't forget, we're right before Thanksgiving is next week, right? What a time to give back.
Yeah.
So that's really, going to be part of the message. So thank you, Shawn. Appreciate that. And I think it's one of the things that separates us is that we want to give back. So I've given, I've already started to give. And if you go to what is that website again, Kara? It's
fixedopscares.org.
fixedopscares.org. You can scan it with your phone. This QR code is going to be all over the event all day tomorrow, all day Wednesday, all day Thursday. So it'll be very visible. Scan it with your phone or go to fixedopscares.org and give, even if it's $5, $2, whatever you've got, chip in. And Kara is going to be calling out donations during the show. So if you make a donation, Kara will likely be calling your name. I think we're looking to do that tomorrow around around lunchtime, right? So yeah. Kara will be live tomorrow doing that. So yes. How about that? So going back to the live elements. So excited.
It's the season of giving, Ted.
Yeah,
I know. So, and Kara, thank you for your support as well in donating. So we got a lot ahead of us, though.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Darryl, Terrell, thank you. We're going to have you back on the next show. We'll be announcing what that is here this week.
Thank you.
Michael Moore. Wow, what a story tonight. Great stuff. Jerry Davis, thank you as well. And Shawn Butler, thank you for all you do in putting all this together and for your friendship as well. And Caesar Augustus, amazing. So
thank you guys.
Thank you guys. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
Thank you. Have a great night.
Thank you, everyone, for watching. Hopefully, you all scan that QR code. And if you missed it, it'll be all over the show tomorrow, or you can visit fixedopscares.org. Thank you, everyone, for watching. We will see you at 9 a.m. tomorrow at the Fixed Ops Roundtable. Dare to Dream.